What's up, everybody? Welcome to ZTV Presents Stupid Stuff. I am Paiper Zombie, your host as always. And if you remember what I said on the last episode, I was talking about the links people will go through in order to be noticed. And I was wondering if I would have to stoop so low as to show what it looks like when I eat a person's brains just to try and get some views. But it looks like I won't have to go that route because fact is always proven itself to be stranger than fiction. What if I told you that the meat in this picture isn't from an animal? What if I said it was from a human? How would you feel about that? Well, guess what? Stop imagining, because in the very near future, this could be a thing. There's this biologist by the name of Richard Dawkins who wants to do this. He wants to do it using a process that we could likely start hearing about as early as the end of this year, 2018. And the process is known as creating in vitro or clean meat. It's meat that's created in a lab. Is using this lovely flow chart that you see on the screen. Stem cells are taken from whatever animal they want to create meat from. So in Richard's case, that would be human. Then the stem cells are set into a petri dish. They pour in a nutrient-rich solution. That's where the stem cells go ahead and multiply and they turn into muscle tissue. Then the muscle tissue is worked out and stimulated electronically so that it forms into the texture that you would see in regular meat. And by the end of the process, you have this appetizing treat. Now, the people who are working on this in vitro clean meat process believe it's going to be the way of the future. Like, they're all about it. They're like, oh, you should check it out, man. Like, it only takes so many stem cells to make pounds of lab meat. So that's going to greatly reduce livestock. And it's going to take less to feed all that livestock, and it's going to take less space for that livestock, and it's less gas emissions from the livestock. And check this out, you know how there's bad fats in the meat? Well, we could take all of that stuff out and replace it with healthy items and healthy fats and all that. It's going to be awesome. But the question is, what are the side effects of this stuff? Because the only thing natural about it are the stem cells. The nutrients they put the stem cells in are lab created, thus artificial. And people who have sampled the lab meat say that it's dry and not juicy like real meat, and that it doesn't taste that great. So what other junk are they going to have to put in there in order to solve that problem, or those two problems? And we haven't even gotten to preservatives yet. They'll probably need a whole brand new set of those just because the stuff going into the lab meat is new. So given that they want to put this stuff on, they want to put it on the market at the end of this year, where's the room to test that at? Like, where's the room to test the long-term effects? It makes me think that they're not even going to test the effects out. They're just going to secretly slide it out there onto the market and not address it until too many people start talking about it, and then they'll have no choice but to speak up. And I'm only going off of past actions here. I bet there's a lot of you out there who don't know that there's a strong possibility that you've eaten meat, eggs, or drank the milk of a cloned animal. Yes, that's been a thing for a while. And guess what? It's FDA approved. So you would think that there would at least be a label on the food to let people know that they're buying cloned meat, eggs, or milk. Well, guess what again? The FDA says that it can't tell the difference between cloned animal products and non-cloned animal products. So you can have a farmer who's got a whole farm full of retarded meat, eggs, and milk, and unless they say something, nobody will ever know. So if anybody ever wondered where the whole organic food thing became the industry that it is now, this is one of the main reasons why. So now we're going to have lab meat along with retarded meat and along with foam meat and along with real meat on the market. And when I say foam meat, I don't mean that vegetarian stuff. I'm talking about the meat a lot of the fast food restaurants serve. Everybody knows about Taco Bell and the fact that their hamburger meat isn't 100% hamburger meat. Sure, it's got some hamburger in it, but the rest is filler. You know, McDonald's has that same problem with their hamburger meat, and everybody now probably knows about the infamous story about the pink slime that they say that they don't use to make their McNuggets with anymore. It's also why KFC hasn't been able to call itself Kentucky Fried Chicken for like decades, because their chickens are like lab created. And so they are like, that's where the term freaking chicken came from, because they use chickens that are like hopped off of lab stuff. So you got all of this mess, and now you got Mr. Biologist trying to add human meat to the menu. And this fool actually said that he believes that this is going to solve world hunger, and that this is going to be a good thing if people can just get past the taboo of cannibalism. Now, it makes me wonder what crackerjack box this fool got his credentials out of, because anybody with an IQ over starfish knows that people who eat people develop a disease called kuru. It's a neurodegenerative disorder that causes loss of coordination and control over muscle movements. It's literally like a catchable version of Alzheimer's disease. So, I mean, he's right, because, it would definitely end world hunger because everybody will be croaked over from eating all the damn meat. This is reality, people. And the bad news is that lab meat is really coming. That's going to happen. But, if there's this fool already talking about human meat before animal meat is even out there, given society, it's just a matter of time before somebody goes out there and does it, if not this guy. We've already seen how far people are willing to go just to sell some ice cream. So is this how far they might be willing to go to sell some meat? Because I can see it now. Hey, we're going to Burger King tonight because they got that new Beyonce burger. That's right. This silly queen done gave up stem cells so they can create lab meat that you can try for a limited time for just $6.99. It's called the Queen Bee Burger. Or you can share it with your family and get the Beehive for just $35.99. That's an almost $10 value that comes with 4 burgers, 4 fries, 4 drinks, and a Queen Bee CD. So you got some music to bump to while you and your family is catching kuru. Watch out, everybody. Watch out, because it's crazy out there and ain't doing nothing but getting crazier.